I don't want to touch the phone because if I touch the phone, it's going to go blah, 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 and it's going to fall because I don't have my other tripod here. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Let me just get over here into the
So the job of the
live
writer
stream.
is not.
All right, now let's hit F11. Let's pop out the participants and say hi to Seashell Surf, Gene Phillips, Kel Storm, and Sherry Leach. Apparently, those are the only folks talking. And let's do live chat. Pop that out. Bring it on home to me, and then make it live. All right. How's it going, everybody? Well, I'm having a small fibro flare. I know it's been months and months since I had one, but I got off of TikTok because it was causing me stress. And so this is kind of a stress fibro flare. Not a bad one, but there's clouds rolling in too. So everything's kind of kicking in. Not a bad fibro flare, but enough to mean that I had to medicate. Hi, aloha. So, what's everybody up to? Somebody told me I should make cold cannon, and I said I only had dried kale. So, and Howie wouldn't eat kale unless I dried it and powdered it. Well, I made cold cannon last night. It's tomorrow's video on our half-acre homestead. You'll find out what Howie thought of cold cannon. And the name Foley used to be O'Fullaha in Waterford, Ireland. So that's where that name comes from. So you may be surprised. Excuse me. The volcano on the Big Island is going off. Very beautiful. Is Pele going to stop it from doing any real damage? Because that's just one of God's miracles. That's how the Hawaiian Islands were built. For people who may not know, they started with volcanoes. And every time a volcano would erupt on the sea floor, it would cool down and it would build. And then it would go off again and it would build. And it would go off again and it would build. So every time a volcano goes off in Hawaii, it's actually making the island bigger and higher. Hey, Carol McKinney, Granny Frammy, Karen Doc, Joe Mama, Darlin. Hi, Jean. Sage Spa, Patricia Carson. Here's Johnny. Did I miss anybody? Sherry Leach. So I kind of took the day off today. Well, not really. I edited the video from last night's supper. And I just loaded the dishwasher and I was so mad. Howie, we used to call him Howard the Duck because he dropped everything at his butt, right? Hey, Emerald Skies, how are you? And Just Jen, how are you, darling? So I decided today I was going to go down the basement because I have 4 salt lamps down there and one of them is brighter than the rest and I can't dim it. So I wanted to bring it upstairs and take my dimmable one from my bedside table down. And I thought, well, while I'm down there, I'll go and I'll do some stapling and, working on the studio. So I turned on my salt lamps and I turned around to look for my stapler and it was nowhere to be found. And I was upset. Oh, I'm up because stairs, like when I get a mindset that I'm going to go down the stairs, get up on a stool and start making my cloud bank, and my staple gun is missing, I'm really pissed. So I texted Howie and said, where the hell's my staple gun? And he said, oh, it's out in the shop. So that just kind of blew my whole morning. It really did blow my morning because then I had to come back upstairs, and I know as soon as the live stream's over, I'm going to have to go back downstairs to turn off my salt lamps. So, um, oh, excuse me. He's now burnt from radiation and I'm exhausted, but only Friday and Monday left. Oh, thank God, eh? Thank God. I mean, look at how far you've come, right? Just keep it in one day at a time, baby. Just keep it right in the moment. Any man can fight or any woman can fight the battles of just one day, right? It's when we add all the regrets from yesterday and all the worries of tomorrow that it overwhelms us. So just keep it in the moment. Do you have aloe for the burns? Is it burning his skin? God. Oh, God. Hey, yellow bird up high in banana tree. Yellow bird, you sit all alone like me. So, yeah, I ordered a speaker, a new speaker because mine is dying. I dropped it. I ordered a new speaker from Amazon, and it got here yesterday. No, day before yesterday, and it got mailed back yesterday. It was piece of crap. So apparently, from what Breyer tells me, they will put people. They will just put false, not people, but the company will make up accounts and put false positives or false positive feedbacks. So my feedback was this did not perform anything like the feedback ratings it was given. So that's what I keep telling myself. Yes, it's blistering his neck now using calendula cream. Calendula cream's okay, but I agree. If you have aloe vera, it would be even better. Are often horribly burning. Mine were internal, but finally healing. Oh my God. Hey, Malka! Oh yeah, we're all doing good. I'm in a bit of a fibro flare, but it's just stress related. And I mean, I was on a roll. I think I went somewhere between 4 and 6 months without a fibro flare. Um, but then I got involved in TikTok over the last few months, and I realized it was not a happy place. It started out to be a happy place, but like anything else, it sucks you in, right? And the next thing you know, you're arguing with computer programs, literally people that not people, but uh, fake accounts with pre-scripted questions that suit the topic just to engage people and get them angry and argumentative. And it's like, I don't need this in my life. So I deleted TikTok, boom, just like that. And I was sad because it's bad enough I have to fight censorship on YouTube and on Facebook. But I thought TikTok was a lot more open about it. But as soon as I said anything about that, like that, or that, I got my stream disrupted. They took my videos down. It's like, you know, like somebody said earlier, they made a comment on my video from yesterday, or was it today, the one about the budget and how I do that, right? Like when I say $1,500 a year to Costco, I ain't kidding. Howie went to Costco yesterday and it was $329. So even if we go 4 times in a year, it really is never more than $1,500 total. Not lately. And half the time, a lot of that is batteries and laundry soap and all the things that are non-grocery items, right? Um, Bev, do you ever cook pasta? I don't see you do much. Did you not see my garden medley goulash? It was bloody delicious. We eat pasta once About once a week. Like somebody said on the comment, "Oh, that can't be right. You can't live on $260 a month and get all that meat." And it's like, well, guess what? When I go shopping bi-weekly, because Howard gets paid every 2 weeks, I spend about $140. And that's when I'm stocking up. That's when I'm stocking up. For instance, I went to Giant Tiger last week and they had little sirloin tip roasts for $10. Well, they probably weren't worth $10, but for me, they were vacuum sealed and they were the perfect size. So yeah, I threw two of them in. Last time they had chickens on sale for $9.97, I threw five in my cart or three in my cart. Howie went shopping, not that the last time he went shopping, and he picked up the chicken legs and the whole chickens for me. I mean, we always, when we're shopping between April, like March and October, we always add extra, even if we're just going to Giant Tiger. We always budget an extra $30 to $40 on extras or things that are on sale. I thought Costco was economical. Well, it is sometimes, but the truth is, you know, it's one of those things where you buy in bulk to save money, right? Howie said there was no toilet paper. There was no toilet paper, and he forgot my peaches, and he forgot my laundry soap. But still, it's not $500 every time I go to Costco. Sometimes it's $300, sometimes it's $600. But more often than not, it sits around the $400 range. Hey, Sandy Candy. I spend $50 per week on average. I'm vegan and eat 70% raw food, and the rest I cook. It's definitely possible if you budget correctly. Well, exactly. Like when I went out and bought that stew meat, remember the stew meat I cooked outside? And there's another one of those videos coming this weekend if we don't get it rained out this weekend. I will do another open fire cookout, the last one of the year. But when I went to buy the stew meat, now it was expensive. It was $10 a package, or $9 a package, and so was the hamburger. But I had the money at the time. So I spent $92 and I ended up with 9 packages of meat, ground and stew, and that's local hay-fed beef, period, full stop. Plus 2 great big onions, a squash, a dozen eggs, a handful of carrots. Yeah, it was $92, but I more than got what my money's worth. I more than got my money's worth, because now that's in my freezer, and my little freezer is chock-a-block full. So I have one thing left in my freezer to can, which is my little turkey from last year. And it was a home-raised turkey, so it has to be canned. It's been a year and it wasn't vacuum sealed. And I have a bag of rice to put into jars. Then we can take the flour out and defrost the big freezer, put the lid and the hinges back on it, empty the little freezer into it, and defrost the little freezer. So... And you know how to stretch it. Absolutely. I'm not a Costco member. I know someone who is. I must go inside one. Hey, Andrew. Your home economics videos were a huge hit. I learned so much from you, Bev. Even though I live alone, I need to prep meals for the week, month. Well, I mean, yeah, right? Like right now, I'm not doing any freezer meals because I can't. I don't have any room. I got to defrost the big freezer, right? Then you're going to see me do a series on, I don't know, macaroni and cheeses. And because we do eat pasta, right? But you're going to see me do a series on freezer meals because, there are going to be days like today where I just don't feel like cooking, but I'm cooking. I just don't feel like cooking. And and I've got to do a video on fixing the shell on my New Wave. Something to be said about rubber chicken. I'm not sure I understand the comment, Margaret. Hi, how are you? It depends, Joe Mama. I mean, there are some things in Costco that are not a deal. Okay. Like, yes, I like the three big jars of peach slices, and they're imported from Greece. And they're like 7.95 for three of them. I don't care. They're worth it. But is it necessarily worth it to and buying bread there? All my bread there is like almost half the price of what I pay at a Giant Tiger if I'm not baking it. But bread baking season is coming, right? Oh, well, thank you. I'm in the autumn colors today. No, I don't want to put wig on. I'm in autumn colors today. It's just tomorrow's the 1st of October. Today is my sister-in-law Karen's birthday. Hey, Karen, if you see this, happy birthday, honey. Yeah, my clouds are red today. Usually I have them like that, right? Cool, but today is autumn colors. Um, I know how everything's not a deal there. I shop Sam's. You have to watch. Oh, yeah, you have to watch, right? If I make a meal with pasta and reheat the next day or freeze for later, the pasta always turns to mush. Any tips? Are you using gluten-free pasta? I would recommend if you're going to freeze it, make your pasta al dente. So, hey, Autumn Gypsy, how's it going, sweetheart? Is it gluten-free pasta? Gluten-free pasta does not freeze well at all. Hey, Leanne, Bev, I have two quilt tops that I got from an old customer of mine. They are hand sewn but in storage for a long time. They have a smell. Do I have to finish? But they have a smell, like a mothball smell or a musty smell or what? Sam will need to get back to work. Hey, Timothy, how's it going? Um, yeah, gluten-free pasta doesn't. So what are you asking me, sweetheart? About the quilts. Mrs. V, hi, Ips chick or IPS chick. Uh, wow. Hang on a second. What happened? You withdrew it. I didn't even see it. It's going good. Pain slowly going away. Oh, I'm glad, sweetheart. I freeze the sauce, not the pasta. Only takes a few minutes to cook pasta. I've frozen macaroni and cheese. I've frozen lasagna, right? I think she's asking if she has to finish before washing. Not necessarily, but I wouldn't wash them in a standard washing machine unless you have a very good delicate cycle. And I certainly wouldn't put them in the dryer. Okay? So hand wash gently, like just basically put it in a sink with warm sudsy water, fold it up and just go shh, 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 like with Downy or not Downy, with Woolite or something really delicate for delicates. And then rinse by the same method. Let the water out, freshen again and again and again and again. And don't wring it out. Let it drip dry. Okay? Like kind of press it down into the sink to squeeze as much water out of it as you can. Like squeeze it, but don't wring it. Because depending on the age of the seams, you don't want to put any stress on the seams. So squeeze it dry. Okay? Hand wash, hand rinse gently, hand squeeze, and then hang to dry first. Hey, Ninja Clan, Tina Harvey. After I finish the quilt, or can I wash the quilt tops before I finish them? Did I answer your question? Okay. Hey, Chaos, how's it going, sweetheart? Ninja. That's definitely what I need to do. Thank you. I often cook more pasta shells than I eat. I need to work on that. Well, I mean, yeah. There you go. There you go. Yes, so I want to do a an outdoor cooking, the clouds are rolling in and it's Thursday, and usually autumn rains come for days at a time. So keep your fingers crossed that we have a nice sunny Saturday. Because we got to work. We got to work outside anyway. Things have to be trimmed, but I'd like to make a roast beef and potatoes and carrots and an onion in the little Dutch oven, and in the big Findlay, I'll make a Yorkshire pudding and an apple. I dropped my apple, fell. I can't tell if it's still. Is it still? Yes, it's still hanging in the tree. Oh, and then I'll make a Yorkshire pud in the Findlay Dutch oven, and then I'll make an apple cake, and I'll do it right this time. But that pudding was pretty good. That pear pudding, if it hadn't been burnt. I know. It's really getting cold and cool. I dress like this all year round. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, Howie's going to come home tonight and he's going to want a fire or something, right? And then he gets the fire going and he cooks us out because he gets it roaring to heat things up, but then you can't turn it down. What's Yorkshire pudding? Oh, Yorkshire. What is Yorkshire pudding? When I was a kid, we had that almost every Sunday. We had a roast beef Yorkshire pudding supper at 1 in the afternoon, so that Dad wouldn't miss the football game. It is a cuppa. It's a cup of eggs, and it's a cup of milk, and it's a cup of flour, and a little bit of salt. And what you do is, the last 30 minutes while your roast is in the oven, you put in a casserole dish, or people use muffin tins. I don't like the way they come out. That's making them a popover. That's not a Yorkshire pud. So I put a little glass casserole dish in the oven, and I get it piping hot, and then I throw some drippings from the roast. And if I don't have drippings, I'll put a little bit of oil. But you get that oil and that dish piping hot, okay? And then you be really careful and you bring it out, and your pud is already whipped. You whip the eggs, you add the milk and flour, right? And then you pour that immediately into that piping hot dish, so that the oil and the drippings, it bakes so fast on the bottom that it lifts off the glass and doesn't stick. Then you put that back in the oven. And then it goes boof, almost like a souffle around the edges. And you cut a slab of that and you pour gravy over it. Oh my God. Andrew, that was me, Gracie. He who eats the most pudding gets the most meat. And the history behind this, correct my James Harriet if I'm wrong, but my dad used to say, he who eats the most pudding gets the most meat. Gracie Magoo, it was Mummy. Hush. No. I thumped the floor with my foot. He who eats the most pudding gets the most meat, because beef was very dear, very, very expensive. So what they would do is, you got big strapping men going out into the fields. You want to feed them when they come in. But to make it stretch, you cooked that roast beef, and then you made a whole lot of gravy. And the Yorkshire pudding and gravy was the appetizer. It would fill your hole so that you didn't have to, try and fill everybody's hole with very expensive meat. You know what I mean? The big meat tray Yorkshire pudding is better than the individuals. And if there is any left, I have it the next day with cold jam. Mm-hmm. I love Yorkshire pudding, man. I love Yorkshire pudding. Hey, Aspasia, how's it going? Not a fan of Yorkshire pudding. Well, Sherry, I remember when we went to Ohio, and John sends his love. I talked to him yesterday. when we were in Ohio, the day before we left, I made a roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, and I made like a casserole, like a lasagna pan of Yorkshire pudding. And I guess where that was, where the area I was in, and everybody was used to like coffee gravy, bologna gravy, sausage gravy, whatever gravy, biscuits and gravy and stuff, right? But brown gravy and Yorkshire pudding was a novelty. And yes, James Harriet the vet. That's actually not his name. That's his author name. But yeah, and there used to be a series on TV called the Yorkshire Vet. I think it was called. And I just love that man. I just love that man. I've read all his books. Bev, I miss seeing John. Yeah, well, I mean, Nikki here. Sorry, I have fat thumbs and hit send too soon on my FMLA for my second knee replacement. So I enjoy meeting on here with everyone. Love your hair. Almost ready to chop mine all off. Everyone's like, why did you cut your hair off when things cooled down? I said, because it wasn't about the heat. I enjoyed my braids. What it became about was getting long hairs down the crack of me behind, and or when I would get in, and especially in wintertime, and I'm in the shower and I get out of the shower and my hair's all wet and sticking to the back of my back before I can get it. So, I mean, my body tells me when it's time to cut my hair. And I listen. Never tried Yorkshire pudding, don't have a clue. Roast beef Yorkshire pudding wraps with onion gravy. Oh, have you seen my Yorkshire pudding pork pie? You can do it with cubed beef too, eh? What I do is I get a deeper casserole dish, piping hot with the oil. And then I open a can of my cubed pork, like home canned raw packed, so there's like juice in it. And I take the meat out, I strain the juice, I turn the juice into gravy with some onions. And then I put the meat back in, and then I make up my Yorkshire pud. And then I pull, it's kind of a time sensitive thing. You pull the hot Pyrex casserole dish out with the oil in the bottom. You pour the Yorkshire pudding in so that it does what I say it does, and then you spoon the onion and beef gravy right into the center and back into the oven. And what happens is the Yorkshire pudding, because your pan's really, really hot, Yorkshire pudding cooks on the bottom and up the sides. And then when it's done cooking for 25 minutes, you pull that out, and it's like a bowl of Yorkshire pudding with beef and gravy and onions in it. Oh! That's my invention, Yorkshire pudding pork pie. It's crossed between roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, or roast beef, or, it's a cross between Yorkshire pudding, meat and gravy, and toad in a hole. So like I do all these cultural boundary violations. It's really wonderful to be Canadian. No, I have not donated my braids. I have not found any company that will take, where did I put my braids? I have not found any company, they're in here, they're in my cupboard here. I've not found any company that will take slightly graying hair, because most companies want them for kids. See, I could just glue them to a headband and I'd be instant braids, right? And I haven't found any like breast cancer or whatever survivor wig making place. So I mean, when the right time comes, I almost miss them, but I don't. And that's another thing. In bed at night, you get this old messy bun or pair of braids or whatever, and I'm getting tangled and stuff. So I just said, got my faux hawk going here. So no, I haven't. They're thick and would be great for children's cancer. Any hairdresser can send them in, but they're not. They don't, for children's cancer wigs, they don't take hair that's gray, got gray in it. It can't be more than 10% gray. And my hair is a good 50% gray. So Um, I got Howie's braid around somewhere too. The last braid he ever had. My nanny used to do that, but with brisket beef. It was cheap, a cheap treat. Really? She put the meat right in the and gravy ready in the Yorkshire pudding? Well, I am so honored. Okay. Thank you to your nana. You see, my family, I know where my dad's family comes from. My dad's family comes from like Aberdeen all the way back to the Vikings. Okay. But my mom's family, I still don't know. I still don't. There's Pennsylvania Dutch, there's British. I think there's some Italian because the my mother's maiden name, some thought it meant past the moors, and but it actually is if you go back far enough, it's Italian, right? So hi, Dreama Closa. I'm doing fine. Any hairdresser should take them. They can always dye it. No. Problem is here in Quebec, hairdressers, you need a vaccine passport. And that's the last time I'm going to say that loud on live. How unfortunate. They're gray braids. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll think of something. Are you leaving chaos at our daughters to get the girls? Everyone have a good evening. We'll check back in later. Okay, sweetheart. Mwah! Drive safe. Take care, okay? It is cool and rainy here. I might bake some bread. I was supposed to bake banana bread today, but I got ticked off because I went all the way, and I have to go back all the way down the basement to turn those lights off. Because the thing about salt lamps is if there's any humidity or damp, they'll begin to weep salty tears and they'll start to dissolve. The whole point of the salt lamps is to take the moisture. There's other reasons, but is you got to turn them on to burn off the moisture. It was Pattymore. That's a Yorkshire name. No, it's Passmore. Yeah, shouldn't have said that out loud, but whatever. But it's more comes from Passmore. Passmore. It's Italian somewhere. Really old Italian. I might need. Okay, can't wait for baking. I am almost worn out my mixer though. I need to get a new one. I'm using my food processor for heavy dough. Well, my I've got Sam, the big KitchenAid, and Ghost, the ghost of the cowgirl, the little white KitchenAid. So I actually should be baking right now the banana bread so that Howie has something extra in his lunch. And because I can control the sugar, you don't need a lot of sugar in banana bread because the bananas, I once they start going brown, I throw them in the freezer, and man, oh man, are they sweet. So yeah, I don't know what I was just saying. Bev, any tips for basement living would help me. How many stairs are there? To my basement, 13 or 14, 13 stairs. Yeah, 13 stairs. And there is a good solid handrail because Howie lagged it right into the house beams, like the house. And the original beams in that wall are like the original 2x4s that are really 2x4, right? Get a dehumidifier. Yeah, KitchenAids, eh? Yeah, get a dehumidifier, Malka. If you live in a basement, you need a dehumidifier all from spring through to fall until you turn your heat on. Because a dehumidifier, basements are damp no matter how you slice them. But I love my KitchenAid. Got one after the holidays, and it wasn't that expensive at Sam's. How he put my old red cowboy away. The motor's burnt out, but like I killed it, but he's going to save it for parts. Being flash freezing bananas after peeling them and then bagging for smoothies. Oh, there you go. Um, so yeah, when I get off here, I'm gonna start supper and I'll make some banana bread. Just made a huge jar of pickled eggs. What do you put in yours, Beth? Oh my God, I don't know. Pucker up, baby. Look up my video, Pucker Up Pickled Egg. Pucker up, baby, pickled eggs. Because I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's usually just vinegar, water, salt, peppercorns, bay leaf, dill, garlic. You know, whatever's going on. Whatever I got going on. Hey, Deborah C., how's it going? Hey, butterfly rainbows. I still have pickled eggs in my fridge from like 3 years ago. Let's put it this way, they were turkey eggs. That's how old it is. I should throw them out, but I'm pretty sure they're still good. But they're probably like rubber balls by now. They're probably like rubber balls by now. Oh, I got some new cards, guys. I got some new cards. And so these ones are here. They've been cleansed. And I've been playing with them. Ow. My hands don't want to work. It's not just fibro, it's arthritis. One is called The Universe Has Your Back. And the other one... Oh, and I just ordered my Christmas cards on Amazon. Costco, you had your chance. Yes, did I pay more? Yes, I paid probably twice as much. But you know what? Hey, butterfly rainbows. Well, thank you. I've been looking there, but with all the medical bills, it has to wait now. Thank you, Seashell. So I have 2 new sets of cards. The reason you're seeing these Energy Oracle cards is because they're new. So I have had them upstairs. They're not downstairs because all my card readings are going to be in the studio soon, right? The studio living room, the downstairs living room. I'm turning into a studio. So, oh, Bev, I got my free Plano Paws oil for kitties. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Wow, that was fast. That was really fast. So I got 2 sets of cards here. One is called The Universe Has Your Back, and it is just inspirational quotes. But it's just quotes. But whoever needs to hear it, I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from the card for you. And then there is these Energy Oracle cards, which I have to look into the book because I'm just getting used to. But I've been handling them a lot to get them my energy. So who wants a reading? The trick is I'm not going to tell you which deck you're going to get. You're just going to ask. You're just going to ask for 1 or 2. Okay? So if you want a quick reading, I mean, I'm working with these cards. I'm practicing with these cards. So, okay, Dreama Closa, 1 or 2. Okay. First off, wait, whoa. This is why when I start doing this once a month on Live in Glamour, that's why tips are going to have to be necessary so that I can see. Okay. Dreama Closa, first, 1 or 2. 2. Okay. This is for Dreama Closa. I can't show you the shuffling because I can't move that. I can't move what's holding my phone. Okay, so somebody, as Seashell, can you keep those in order for keep an eye on those? Hey, in my car. Hey, Kim, how are you, darling? Oh, my hands. Dreama Closa. Okay, it's not giving me a card, Dreama Closa. I need a first name. Dreama Closa. Give me a first name. Whoops. Okay. Okay. It is Dreama. Okay. Well, just as I said it, it gave me a card. And it's called the Journey card. And it's upright, which means, I don't know what it means. I'm going to look in the book. I have a good idea. Let's see what it says in the book after I get it. Dreama, you have been on a journey for a very, very long time. And sometimes you feel that it's going nowhere, but it is. You just don't always see the whole picture. I think that's what I'm getting now. Remember, these are new cards. Journey. Let's see what Upright Journey says in card 2. Pack your bags. The Journey card foretells upcoming travel or a shift in location. It may be as simple as a vacation, a retreat, or class, or even a work-related trip. This card could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. The upright position indicates that the plans should go off without a hitch. Still, be clear about your motivations and mindful of logistics. All of life is a journey, and this card is telling you that you have some exciting and inspiring adventures ahead. I may have been totally off base there. So, okay. All right. Who's next? Next, Deborah C, number 1, which is, right now, is the Universe Has Your Backs card. Let's put Journey back in there. Whoa! That one came out flying. Okay, this is for Deborah C. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. You hear that, Deborah C? I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And what I'm hearing is you're not doing that enough. That's what I'm feeling. You're not taking a few moments each day to be grateful. I don't mean to be grateful, but I mean to do like a gratitude list and remember that miracles are a natural occurrence. Okay? They are. Bon Boogie. I haven't worked up to the tarot yet. I haven't done tarot in like 20 years. So maybe 18 years. So I haven't even opened my tarot cards yet. So who's next? Granny Frammy. Okay, wait a second. Before I check the number, let me shuffle these around a bit. Okay. Granny Frammy. What was your number, Granny? Hey, Tigger Bouncing! Granny, what was your number? I know, that's why I kind of went, when I'm not grateful, but you know what I mean? Because I know you're always grateful. I get that. But I meant if you're having some struggles, you may want to ground and center, sit down and journal all the things that are amazing about your life. Because it's really hard. Oh, no, I already shuffled it back in. Hey, Angela, how's it going, sweetheart? Okay, number 1. All right, that is The universe has your back. This is for Renee. Whoa, that almost flipped. Renee, whoa. It flipped a big chunk of the deck over. But here's your card. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. You know what that's telling me? Is you've done everything you can do, but you got to trust the process. And I don't necessarily mean the government process. I mean the process of what you need and when, and hand that over. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 1 for Granny. Well, I did say that. Granny's. I know Granny's name, honey. Will I get my disability granted after 7 years fight? Trust the process is what I got. Trust the process. If you've done dotted all your I's and all your crossed all your T's, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the good. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Okay? Emerald Skies, what's your number? Oh, number 2, Rebecca. Rebecca. Whoa. Okay. Man holding a coin. You got somebody coming into your life with money? What card is that? Man holding a coin. I'm still getting to know these, right? But once I get the feeling of them, it is not reversed. Male connection in money, health, or value. Upright. This card shows a man sitting in a lushly growing, flowering field holding a large, bright coin. For men, this could indicate an aspect of yourself and a readiness to further your goals and receive increased wealth, money, or value in your life. Greater success is on its way when you take control of your own finances and act. This card upright could also reveal the assistance of a financial advisor or healer whom you already know or are soon to meet. This man is helpful and may bring sage advice concerning the action you need to take next. Be open to this person showing up with support, but always turn your own intuitive guidance to weigh the information you receive. This could also signify a new love interest with a wealthy man or a man from work. Okay. Okay, which card though, Malka? 1 or 2? Butterfly rainbows. Well, let me just shuffle these around because I only have 2 decks going on here. You're welcome, honey. I'm really new at these cards, and so I haven't imprinted on me enough. Be sure to get an Addy. What's an Addy? Number 2, butterfly rainbows. You got the universe has your back card. Marnie Ann readings and Malka. Okay, I need numbers for you guys. I need. Hey, Cindy. Who am I reading for right now? Who am I reading for? Marnie Ann. No, I'm not reading for Marnie Ann because I'm doing butterfly rainbows. Okay. It doesn't want to give you a card, Butterfly. Butterfly rainbows. Whoa, there we are. Sometimes you got to say it a couple of times. This could also be for Malka, too. I surrender to a power greater than me. Are you surrendering to a power greater than yourself? Okay. That was yours too, Malka. Sorry. I overlapped. When I was saying butterfly rainbows, Malka, it came out for both of you. I don't understand. How do you mean numbers? I have 2 decks, 1 or 2, and I keep shuffling them around so you don't know which one's which. Margaret, number 2. Okay. Margaret. Oh, wait. Marnie Ann is number 1. Yeah, Marnie Ann. Whoa! Okay. My hands are getting sore, guys. This is why when we go live and do this once a month in the studio, it'll be tip only because I can't keep up. Okay, Marnie Ann. My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Do you want me to repeat that? Wendy 1, okay. Do you want me to repeat that? My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it is time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. All right, now, Margaret 2, right. Whoa, geez. You got a message, and the message is broken heart. May not be as bad as it sounds, but it is upright. So let's have a look, because it is upright. Upright. This card shows a heart broken open, revealing darkness, emptiness, and a grief-filled tear. The hurt may be from long ago, or it may be from pain from a more recent event. Either way, a deep healing is called for now. Vent your feelings and release the person or situation involved. Affirm that you are reclaiming your power and peace of mind. Open your heart to the light of divine love and healing, and have compassion for yourself through this difficult process. Make self-care a priority now. As you let go of old experiences, you can open your heart to the true and abiding love that you rightly deserve. This is a past broken heart, isn't it, Margaret? It's in your past. And I don't think you realize how long you've been holding on to it. But remember, forgiveness does not mean what happened to you is rendered okay. It doesn't mean that what happened to you is okay. It just means you're not going to allow it to affect your life 1 minute more, because that is a choice. I hope I got that right. Tigger. Oops. Wendy. Did I do Wendy yet? Remember, folks, I can't remember what I read after I've read them. They're gone. I have to let them go, right? Okay. 50 years healing. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Tigger Bouncing wants a card from the universe. Has your back. Wendy. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. This is for you, Tigger. Thank you, universe, or multiverse, because there's more than one, right? For helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Did you get that, Tigger? If I will do a reading for myself, Is there not? Okay. Okay, a card for myself. Well, then, you know what, guys? I'm going to shuffle these around. And you pick a number for me. 1 or 2. Hey, Kathleen England, how are you, darling? It's been a while. Okay. Cindy, okay. All right, 2 it is, but then I got to do Cindy's, okay? You got my energy oracle cards, guys. And everybody wants me to do a reading. Whoa, for myself. The card is deceit. Let's have a look at that. And it was upright too. So, but you can't be now. I don't think there's any deceit going on in my life. So let's see what this says. Hidden tactics, manipulation. Oh, well, that's always going on in my life. Upright. This card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. What else is new? The person hiding behind the... Guys, come on. This is old news. The person or people hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others. Or it could be a business matter where details were hidden or even manipulated. That also happened today. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable, so watch your money and your good name. Make sure you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. I've already gotten all my stuff secured. A deep layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Duh, you think? Why do you think I got rid of TikTok? Is there something that you're lying to yourself about? In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, and even leisure time. That's today. I'm taking some leisure time. Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experience if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. So yeah, that was a frickin' deep one. Upright signifies if the card comes out upright, like this is the card. Oh, see, for instance, I just pulled this one off the top of the deck and it came up upside down. Okay, so then there is a different reading for the card when it comes upside down. Funny, I had to write it down to realize it. You're welcome, Marianne. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so who wanted to? Who was it that wanted to before me? Because she asked for 2, and it's Cindy's home. Okay, Cindy's home. You got the victory card. Do I need to go any further? I'm going to say, I'm not even going to open the book on this one because it came out upright. Okay? Whatever struggle you're dealing with, whatever I'm feeling some kind of torment, you're going to be victorious over it. It may not feel that way right now, honey. But it's coming. You just have to keep it in today and keep putting one foot in front of the other. And you will be victorious over whatever this is that's tormenting you. Now I'm going to read what the book has to say. Okay. Take care, Ninja Clan. Whoops. Almost scooted right by it here. Victory. Upright. This card shows a beautiful spirit holding a golden victory wreath in acknowledgement of your achievement. Success is on its way, and you have a sense of pride in what you've worked to accomplish. The achievement may be a great outer success, or it may be a deep inner change that you've been exerting a lot of effort toward. Enjoy this sense of accomplishment, but be careful not to rest upon your laurels. People expect outer triumph to bring great changes, but often there may still be inner work to do. Let yourself be open to victory on every level now. All right, we're done. I cannot read anymore. All right, Ninja, take care. Go look after your hubby. So now, if these cards are off or if I'm off, I'm still bonding with these, okay? So that's, this one, I'm still bonding with these too, which means I charge them with my own energy so that as I handle them, the cards and I become more familiar with. The card is like it's like a prompt. It tells you the idea of what it is, but you have to go in deeper, right? You're welcome, Deborah C. Where'd my lid go for this one? You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Now, how many decks do I have now? Starseed Oracle, Work Your Light Oracle, Moonology, the other one, what is it? Soul's Journey, The Universe Has Your Back, and this one. And I'm not sure if I have more coming or not. But this is going to be the idea, is I'm going to lay the cards out, right? When I do this once a month, I'm going to have like 5 decks. And I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. And then whenever one comes up, I'm going to say, give me a number and a question. Or give me a number and a topic about what. You don't have to ask a whole question because you're being really specific. You can be really specific. But if you give me the subject matter of what it's about, I can respect your privacy, right? You can respect your privacy, but you will understand the message. They're like a divining rod, and I'm going to order one of them, a set of divining rods too. I already have, I have my pendulum and my yes, no, maybe, think again, rephrase thing. Why so many kinds? Because there are so many answers out there that if you get to using one kind all the time, yes, you get to know it and you can be more specific with the person, but some cards give different messages. You know what I mean? And so when I have 5 or 6 decks and I say, okay, so say if someone says divorce as a topic for it, they don't have to ask me if it's going to happen or not, or if anybody's cheating or not. They give me a word divorce and a number. And it's like number 5. Well, that's the 5th deck. Whoops, that's the 5th deck. So that's the one I'm going to shuffle for that person and draw from. Like they're just going to, I'm not going to draw from them. They're going to come out. And sometimes I have to repeat the name over and over again a couple of times to get that, but it seems to work. Answered for me today. Thank you. So there's going to be crystal ball readings. Yes, I have a crystal ball. My crystal ball and I have to get to know each other again. There's going to be crystal ball readings. There's going to be pendulum readings. There's going to be divining rod readings. There's going to be cards. It all depends on what people want and what they're willing to tip. Like obviously, the bigger the tip, the more in-depth I'm going to go, right? Not more in-depth with one, but I could do cards and a divining rod and the crystal ball, or you know what I mean? So Howie bought me my crystal ball years ago, just before I put it away for like 18 years. It's always been here, but it got pissed at me not too long ago because it's been in my bay window for ever since Howie put the addition on. And then one day, it had been in there for like 3 years. I don't know what happens with the access of the sun or whatever, but one day the sun happened to fall upon it and it melted one of my flower pots. It was like, hey, I'm done sitting on the shelf. Right? So I love my crystal. It's got a scratch on it, so I have to. But that it doesn't mean just because it's scratched doesn't mean I'm going to get a Ranky reading. It just means that I may even get a more in-depth reading. So divining rods can find water, but they also can answer yes and no questions. Pretty simple, right? So say if someone tipped me $10 and they had a question, a specific question, we could go, okay, let's do the divining rods first, yes and no, and then we could pull a card. Okay, and then when we pull the card and we go through the card, if that answers their question, great, right? Because yes and no is on shaky ground, but then you want to go more in depth. Then I may pull out the crystal ball. You know what I mean? You forgot to say thank you. No, you didn't. I have one crystal ball, but see nothing in it. There's a reason for that, Malcolm. You're not, at the risk of sounding rude, and I don't mean to be rude, I'm saying this in love, you are not grounded and centered. You've got some stuff you have to sort out. You have to be intimate with yourself, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean you have to be able to see inside yourself for exactly as it is and accept yourself for exactly as you are. And I don't that doesn't mean giving up. That means seeing the things that you can change and changing those, and accepting the things you can't change. And the courage to know the difference. You know what I mean, honey? So, oh, no. Thing is, Cindy, I'm going to once, okay, this is the way it's going to work for people who are fairly new, okay? I'm going to go live publicly in glamour. That means makeup and wigs in my studio downstairs, which is not finished. But I am going to do that once a month. Don't know when, but it'll probably be a Saturday night kind of thing. But patrons are actually watching me build my studio. And patrons get free card readings every Monday or Wednesday. Even sometimes on Friday, but Freaky Friday is kind of reserved for music and relaxation, where we work on our joy kind of thing. So you can either be a patron and get a regular card reading whenever you need one, on Monday or Wednesday or Fridays, or you can just stay public, my public account, which is going to have readings in glamour once a month, once the studio's finished. My soul sister had a crystal ball. She took a picture of it. It had a unicorn in it. Cool. The last time I used my crystal ball, we had just bought a duplex, and we were still trying to recover financially from 7 years of alcoholism as a couple. And I looked in the crystal ball and I saw an old-fashioned train. Now, this was when we lived in Elmer. I saw an old-fashioned train and a stoplight. And I thought I was reading for my sister, when what it was is I was reading for me. I didn't know the message was for me. And I ended up moving. That was 2002, 2003. 2005, we went bankrupt and moved to Wakefield, Quebec, and I got a job at the bakery where the antique train stopped right across the street at the end of the line. And the little locomotive thing would go on the turntable, and they would turn it around and they would attach it, go back up, and they would attach it to the other end of the train and pull it back to Hull, Quebec. Antique train stopped right outside where I worked. Tell me I wasn't moving to Wakefield. My journey was going to end. My journey, I had no idea why would we live in Wakefield? We just bought a duplex. We went bankrupt 2 years later. So, sometimes you don't see them until sometimes you don't see it until it happens. You know what I mean? I may become a patron, Bev, but I must learn how to deal with money electronically. It's called PayPal, I think. I don't know how it works. I don't, honest to God, don't know how it works. Um, you know, so and that's up to you, Malcolm. I'm not asking anybody. I'm not asking anybody for anything. The thing with patrons is I don't do public live streams more than twice a week anymore, and I do them on this channel, right? I do 3 private live streams a week, unlisted live streams a week. And that is Monday, and it's like this, and Wednesday, and right now it's like this, and I have cards handy and I do cards. And then Friday, we put on the music. And I medicate, and we hang out and listen to music, and you know play with disco lights, and sometimes I dance, and sometimes I sing, and almost always sing. And that's Fridays. So I mean, the only thing that patrons really get that you guys don't is they get more live streams where there's only like 6 or 8 people show up, so we can talk more intimately, do card readings more in a more intimate basis. I can be a little more free about what I talk about, and how I express myself on live stream, and because it's unlisted, and that's the trick. If you become a patron, it's unlisted. So the rules are, when you get a live unlisted stream, or an unlisted Freaky Friday, or an unlisted for patrons only, blooper reel, or whatever, right? You can't share that. You share that and it gets found out, you get booted, and I shut Patreon down. Right? It's a trust thing, right? So that's why I went from having my Patreon $1 a month to $5 US a month, or $7 Canadian a month, because it keeps a lot of the boogeymen out, right? Hey, Autumn Fireside, how's it going, sweetheart? You can't tip here with PayPal, only with credit card. Yeah, and tipping here is a waste, because YouTube takes 30% right off the top. That's why I don't encourage. Like, yes, I'm gonna have to encourage it for the live readings, the public live readings, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to keep track of stuff, right? I know, Malka. The thing, Malka, is I've been where you are, and it's only, you have the ability to stop punishing yourself, right? You have that ability. It is, Patreon is $5 US a month, or $7 Canadian a month. And what that gives you is Freaky Friday. And Freaky Friday is a special deal, because 9 times out of 10, I'm playing copywritten music. All right? I don't just, do plinky plink YouTube stuff. I play music for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the problem is 9 times out of 10, after that live stream, YouTube just steps in and went, copyright, copyright, copyright. You're blocked. It's blocked. So a Freaky Friday live stream is it's a one-time deal, because very rarely do you get to watch it after the fact, because YouTube blocks it, right? So that is a live event. But my speaker is broken. It's working, but Briar's going to lend me his. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have time to work on more on the cloud. I've made a decision not to do the clouds all the way across the ceiling because I'm not going to turn my table around. I am just going to figure out some way of putting a green screen up over my starscape. So that when I need the green screen, I can just pull it up like a curtain, right? Or just hook it onto something and pull it up like a curtain. I don't know how to operate these features. I'd rather just send cash. I don't do cash, baby. I feel like crying because I heard I will overcome. Well, you won't overcome on your own, Melka. Make the phone calls. Talk to people, okay? Talk to people in your area. There is support out there for the stuff you're going through, okay? Dang what, Dreama? Dang what? If you feel like crying, Malka, it's because you're accepting a part of something inside you that you've been fighting not to accept. Acceptance is the key to my sanity today. All right? Basically, that's saying it is what it is and understanding that you have no control over certain things, right? The journey card hit home. Okay. Okay. I'm glad. So, guys, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. It's time for me to go and start supper and make some banana bread because I promised Howie some banana bread. Okay? So, it's personal, butterfly, honey. Whatever hit home for her, if Dreama wants to share it, great. But really, that's between the universe, the cards, the message, the universal message to that person, right? We spoke about not reading for family members. However, I got to thinking, are you comfortable with doing readings for family with regards to guidance for which you already know of them? Sure. Do you want a reading, Ange? Ange, do you want a reading? And I already know it's the energy cards. How did your garlic do? Oh, God. Horrible. You know why? I had no idea you're not supposed to plant garlic in full sun. And if you do, you got to give it a sunshade. It just cooked. It came up and then died. Yeah. All right, Angie. I don't know what your question is. Whoa, Angie, 2 cards shot right out of the deck. And one is upright and one is upside down. Your upright card. Oh, now how did I do that? Okay, this one's upside down. Your upright card, Angie. Now see, I don't know anything about what you're asking, but you got the storm warning card. Doesn't that look like from the Wizard of Oz? Okay. Got a feeling something is in your backyard that you're not appreciating, but we'll look. Storm warning, upright. This card indicates a potential difficulty either in the external world or within yourself and your emotional life. I think it's external. I'm feeling external. The difficulty is coming close. Okay, Angie, are you ready for this? The difficulty is coming closer. And you may have already heard rumblings of potential problems around you. The caution here is to be conscious, but not fearful. Consider what's going on and look at the situation with calm clarity. Investigate your options and honor yourself and your intentions. Remember, intentions are really important. Stand up for yourself and take action on your own behalf. As with all difficulty, even the worst storm passes. Always remember you have the power and the wisdom to handle whatever may come your way. Now, your second card came upside down, and it's called the Temple. The Temple Path. So let's look at that one. The temple path reversed. Oh, I forgot to read what was on the front. Spiritual purpose and support. And storm warning was, did I read that right? Clouds on the horizon. Okay. The temple path, spiritual purpose and support, but it came upside down. Reversed. Receiving this card reversed is a sign that you may have fallen off your path. You could be too focused on worldly possessions and material gain, or you may simply be maintaining old unhealthy habits of fear, limitation, worry, or doubt. We've had this conversation, Angie. Whatever is distracting you, receiving this card reversed is a firm message that it's time to make your spiritual life and evolution a much higher priority. Not doing so represents an important loss of power. So clear your mind, meditate, and open up to the presence of spirit. Whatever else you may have going on, consider this an important part of your personal and tactical plans. The support and the inspiration of all eternity and countless loving spirits are available to you. Not turning to them is like cursing the dark when you refuse to turn on the lights. Holy crap, Ange. So there you go. That is the last reading. What's awesome, Dreama? We've been talking about spending cold months in warmer weather. We've just made the decision to do so it's time. Well, there you go. There you go. Okay. Now is the time for us. Now it's time to say good night. Not good night, goodbye. Never goodbye until we meet again. So, for all those who care to, it's just dinged up. It's just signed. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Emerald Skies. Okay, now remember, for all those who care to, please help me close. I'm going to sneeze with a prayer. Now, this prayer is not so much as a pleading for anything, but it's us linking hearts and linking hands and dropping the differences between our faith and coming together hand to hand, heart to heart in a circle, sharing the similarities of our faith as we ask God, the creator of all, to help us fuel our center light and push it out into the world. Okay? So, all right, Kathleen, take care. Mwah. I'm going to say goodbye and God bless, because if this is not for you, that is not a judgment in any way, shape, or form. This is only for the people who feel comfortable. Everybody has their own jobs, right? In their spiritual realm, right? All right. Deep breath, folks. Hang on. Excuse me. Oh. Hey, Spirit, creator of all. How's it going, God? We had a really busy live stream today. But you know what? It was a really powerful one too, because every time I share a message with somebody, or somebody receives a message from the cards or from you or from the universe, I always get something out of it too. And it's a really healing thing for all people concerned, or at least it should be. But now we come together, God, and we link our hearts and we link our hands in a circle all across the world, bringing us together. God, you are always fueling my light. I'm only human. I make mistakes and errors in judgment, and I have emotional sways sometimes, but God, you do fuel the light in me. So what I'm asking is for us to all have an extra boost. God, pour the light of your love down through us. May it shoot out our hands and we become a rotating circle of light. As the light builds and builds and builds and builds, it rotates as we stand there and hold. And soon we are so bright, we don't even see ourselves. We just see a big amplifying speaker of God's love, and we cannot contain that light anymore. The extra light is not meant for us to hold. It's meant to go out there like a million divine searchlights in the sky, lighting an area of the world and of the realms where people who are having a hard time finding their light, where people who are struggling with illness, disease, addiction, family, finances, or the darkness of others around them. This is a light, God, we share of your love and divine light so that people can shelter there. And we will hold that light up, God, until we meet again. But remember, we know, God, that whenever you fill us with light that we can share, that light pushes back at the darkness. So, until we meet again, we hold the light of God aloft. And we walk forward in love and joy and patience and tolerance. Because we know not everybody, we don't know somebody else's journey, God. We don't know what they're going through. So always patience, tolerance, and love. Thank you. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part, miigwech. Peace be with you. Walk in the light of God, whatever your salutation is. Blessings to all. I love you guys. I'll see you Sunday. Take care. God bless. Shine. We all have that light. We just got to focus on it and shine it.